So welcome to Pro Trader.
Thank
Glad
you.
to have you guys here. So if you would, talk to me a little bit about what you guys do for a living. Are you professional traders, or do you still work and have other careers? Are you retired?
I'm a real estate agent, in Auckland, New Zealand.
I play a lot of golf, I play a lot of bridge, and in between times I trade.
I used to play golf.
So what drew you guys to having interest in index trading and starting to trade?
Well, for me, I've been selling real estate for over 35 years, and my goal really is to trade full-time and to play more golf, and obviously at my age to just relax a little bit more.
So what drew you to specifically index trading and trading as opposed to other things you could have done?
I like the index trading, I like the quick trades, and instead of long, like forex trades or shares or anything like that, always have an index and trade focus.
And how about you?
Yeah, well, my husband and I travel probably at least 3 months a year, and trading is something we can do while we travel. I just find it stimulating. I need to keep using my brain, so I do actually enjoy it. And that's basically why.
Talk to me specifically about Mark and Cameron. What do you like about their style? How do you feel working with those two guys?
I love listening to Mark. He is so concise with his instructions and leaves you in no doubt what you should be doing. Sometimes I veer off the path a bit, but trying to get more discipline into my trading.
Yeah, I find love trading with Mark. I find him saying very concise, understand what he's saying. You can ask him questions.
I really like the ASX because in New Zealand, because we are ahead of the world time-wise, it's a friendly time for me. Whereas the FTSE, when it starts for us, it's currently 8 o'clock at night, going to 9 o'clock, I think, when they go to daylight saving. So, some of the good trades are not till 2 or 3 in the morning, which when you have to get up to go to work the next morning, it just doesn't work. Yeah.
So talk to me about each of your best trades. What's the best trade that you've had? And give me a dollar amount.
The best trade. You go, Carol.
Well, I've made 8,000 on the expiry, and I once made about 60% on a dividend trade. So I find the expiry and the dividend trades are really profitable. And I also had a really good run doing the swordfish trade, mainly the spikes. When we got the spikes, I had a really good run doing them as well. So they're kind of my favourite trades.
When I first started, I think I was risking too much money before getting really experienced. So I had a couple of really big losses, my fault, not Mark's, definitely my fault. So I scaled back a bit. So my percentage of my winning trades are probably more in the sort of 300 to 400 until I, think, it's time to step up a bit.
Nothing wrong with 300 or 400.
Because it's on the right side.
Yeah, exactly. As long as it's on the right side. So if one of your best friends came up to you and said, "Hey, I've got some money, I'm looking to maybe get into index trading," what would you tell them about Pro Trader and trading with Mark and Cameron?
I'd say definitely join up and get some really professional advice, to follow, because it's such a big learning curve.
Right.
Massive.
So, talk to me a little bit about why it was worth to come to Bangkok and spend 3-4 days here in Bangkok. What have you guys got?
Well, I find you've only got to get, I just have a philosophy, to be honest, about any kind of boot camp, conference, whatever you like to call it, that you only need to get one thing out of it, and it can be really, and I've had a couple of aha moments, and I'm been a bit of a lazy trader, what you were accused of yesterday, and it's really reinforced for me, I'm a slow learner, that I have to start monitoring the markets that I'm interested in and want to trade, and the trades that I want to trade, and just make a spreadsheet basically of it and what happens, so that when I go to do a trade, because I'm starting to, I've upped my stakes quite considerably, you've got to have the confidence to take it, and unless you've got your own knowledge behind it, or Mark and Cameron are telling you to take it, you hesitate. And so I guess it's just reinforced, that's reinforced for me. I've been reinforced by someone else here that the Nikkei, which I've been terrified of, is actually a very good market to trade. So I'm going to start looking at that. And it's just getting those little gems, and you don't need much out of it to make it worth it, you know. I don't think. I just think one or two pearls of wisdom, and it's been well worth coming.
For me, I wanted to start with, I wasn't going to do the Wednesday again, and then I thought, well, that's silly, coming all this way from New Zealand and not doing the third day, and it's been fantastic because it just reinforced what I learned at Melbourne, and I've had the benefit of trading since the Melbourne seminar, and it's just made it sink in a lot more. Plus, I've got a son who lives in Phuket, so I'm off there tomorrow.
How much time would you guys say you spend trading every day?
Well, it depends on how busy I am with my real estate. But I'm always at the open, always. I schedule my life. My husband goes to bed early, so 8 o'clock, it's fine. I can concentrate on that. And I don't like getting stuck in trades that are just grinding, because then it's 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, I think, oh my God, I need to go to bed.
Right. So would you say 1 hour, 2 hours a day?
At least.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd probably spend on the actual trading side. It would be probably a couple of hours a day. But maybe getting up to 3, because by the time you do your prep, and I do the ASX and the FTSE, which were at different times, and the DAX, etc. So that's probably 3 hours preparing and being there for the first hour, plus the pro trader, of course, because we're in the pro trader.
Yes.
But I need to spend more keeping records now and understanding things. It doesn't need a horrific amount of time, but just probably a little bit, say another hour a day probably, of just learning and keeping records and doing that sort of thing.